Hi, and welcome back to our walking tour of iconic Ann Arbor. What we're looking at now is we're looking at the Power Center from one perspective. If you were to go around to the other side, to the wooded area, that wooded area was Ann Arbor's first cemetery. And then, of course, it was moved. We simply needed more room. So it was moved, the residents were moved when Forest Hill Cemetery was established. If you cross the street there onto Fletcher Street, you will see a marker indicating the first Jewish cemetery in Ann Arbor. Again, all of these residents now reside at Forest Hills. So let's take a look at the history. So as I said, it's on Fletcher Street, 121 Fletcher Street, and it was built in 1971. This is the most technically sophisticated performance space on campus. A fully functioning theater. It also hosts sales meetings, product rollouts, and corporate presentations. Theater was made possible by a leadership grant from former Regent Eugene Power and his wife Sadie and their son Philip. The building was designed in part by Kevin Roche and John Dinkeloo, former associates of the legendary architect Eero Saarinen. I believe that's how you pronounce it. The audience seating is modeled after Greek theater, while the stage was an experimental combination with a particular unique arch and thrust. Seating approximately 1,350, no seat in the Power Center is more than 80 feet from the stage. The soaring lobby features tapestries by Roy Lichtenstein and Pablo Picasso. Again, this was when it was erected in 1971, was the most modern looking building on campus. And at the time, because it is campus and it is the university, and we tend to be very expressive, there were varying degrees of satisfaction and dissatisfaction with regard to the architecture of this building. So what kind of comments did we get from people? Well, let's take a look. Individuals said such things as been to some great events there over the years. Somebody else, Art Garfunkel concert in 1999. At one point during the show, he took the trouble to list for the audience his 5 all-time favorite songwriters. Paul Simon was 4th, behind James Taylor. When he performed Paul's Homeward Bound, he changed the lyrics slightly to this. In all his words, come back to me in shades of mediocrity. Ooh, ouch. So what was happening in the world in 1971? Let's take a look. 12,000 troops, backed by the U.S. air and artillery support, invade Laos to block Ho Chi Minh Trail. The move drives the communist forces deeper into Laos, and Laos becomes another war front in Indochina. U.S. Army Lieutenant William Calley was found guilty of 22 murders at the My Lai massacre. He is sentenced to life in prison, one of the many horrors of the Vietnam War. In that year, Charles Manson is sentenced to death. Harris poll claims that 60% of Americans oppose the Vietnam War. And it certainly was an active time here on campus. Also in that year, cigarette advertising was banned on television and radio in the United States. So that just gives you a quick look at the Power Center. Again, the next time you go there, particularly if you're on foot, walk around the front. Well, I guess this would be the front, but walk around to the back side where the wooded area is, and you will be in the old cemetery. Cross the street and look for it. You will find the marker for the first Jewish cemetery. As always, thank you so much, and please stay tuned. We have many more places to show you in our